Hi everyone, Dan here. I hope you're amazing. Big day today because I need to redo Robben Ford's pedalboard. Okay, this is the board that I made for Robben a few months back and loves it. He's got on really well with it. But of course, Robben tries new things and has new ideas and wants to change a few things on the rig. Looking at the board now, here's what's going to change. We're taking the volume pedal off, and in place of the volume pedal, we're going to have a wah pedal. This is the Exotic Effects XW2. This sounds great. Two pedals that we tried at Robben's. One was the overdrive boost, which he really dug. We're going to replace the Mythos, the Argo. And then, when I was there, we tried the new Diamond Vibrato. He wanted to hold on to it, so we're going to use the Diamond Memory Lane, the small version. It's the same footprint, same format as the rest of the new Diamond pedals. So we'll be using that as a placeholder only. Then tomorrow morning, I'll be going to pick Robben up and we'll put the new Vibrato in place of this, and then we'll get everything set up and make sure it sounds great. You can see some challenges I'm going to have straight away. Because the other thing is Robben still wants a volume pedal, but he doesn't want it on the board. So he tried out the more or less and really dug it. So we're going to have that on the board somewhere. And the volume pedal, the expression pedal to control that will be a mission thing, and that will sit off because there'll be times when he doesn't want to use a volume pedal. He can just unplug the expression pedal. But when he wants to use a volume pedal, he plugs that jack in and away he goes. Couple of challenges, as you may well see, that, I mean, the board is already chockers. It is so full. It was a really tight squeeze getting these on here. The main challenge, if this was another overdrive pedal in this format, it wouldn't be so bad, but the overdrive boost goes that way, not that way. So, what do? In all honesty, I think we are going to have to play pedalboard Tetris. So here's the thing with this board. If this was just a board for me playing around locally, then I'd be happy just to, pull the fitties off and try and jam them in and make it work. That would be fine. This is a touring pedalboard and it's going to be going in planes. It needs to be rock solid. Robben's going to be taking this board to America, going to be recording with it, it's going to be touring with it. So making things sort of fit, that's not going to work. We have to make it rock solid. So really, the only option I've got is to rip everything off and start again. Breaks my heart to have to do this. Here we go. I'm finding lots of Robben's picks that have been dropped in the board. All right, that's a keeper. So when I do touring rigs, I don't tend to use Velcro as much. I use this stuff, this Nano Grab double-sided tape. It works on most surfaces really well. Stuff is strong. Okay, so I've pretty much got the majority of the stuff off that I need to get off. I'm not going to move the MIDI controller or the timeline because they're currently in positions where Robben's comfortable with. I don't want him to have to relearn the maneuvers he needs to get to the presets in the timeline. So they're not going anywhere. But everything else that I need to get off is off now, and I'm going to start messing around with some layouts and just to see ergonomically what's going to work well. Boost can go there. overdrive could go here. All right, welcome back to my nightmare. No, it's all good. I had to give up with trying to get the more or less to sit on top. So that's fine. It's designed to sit anywhere. It can go underneath the board, and the expression pedal can just be plugged straight in here. So it's all good. One thing to say, if you are going to be putting things underneath the board, it is so important to make sure that they're securely attached. So, you know, really good bonding solution, cable ties if you can, but that's in a, you know, really nice spot. It doesn't foul on the floor, and easy to get the expression pedal in and out. So moved the main supply up into the corner here, so it's easy just to plug the IC cable straight in, and that's, you know, none of these things are going anywhere. They're really rock solid. The Gen X is, because it's so light, you know, this hasn't changed position. This has been, you know, in that position for however long the board's been together, and it's been in flights and all that stuff. So I know this is solid, but yeah, where you can, cable ties and a, you know, bonding solution. So now that this is in position and I've got a sort of pretty good idea of where everything else is going to go, and that's going to look like this. Remember that the diamond memory lane is going to be replaced by the vibrato pedal, but that's how everything is going to sit. So here's a signal path diagram so you can see exactly what's going on. Guitar goes straight into the wah. From the wah, we are going into the Zen. From the Zen, it's going into the overdrive boost. Overdrive boost is going into the ring modulator into the POG. POG goes into the vibrato pedal, and then we have the boost pedal. I like this way of boosting at the end of everything. So we're keeping the gain structure on the pedal board the same right to the boost. After the boost, we're going into the timeline. Out of the timeline, we go into the more or less. Out of the more or less into the silver spring, and then to the humdinger, which is also underneath the board. So that means if Robben's at a venue where he wants to use 2 amps, you just plug the 2 amps into the output. They're always ready to go. 1 amp, no problem. There's no clever splitting, there's no wet dry, it's just straight dual mono, and it sounds fantastic, obviously, you know, Robben at the helm, but I think this is going to work really well. Okay, let's get the wiring done. Okay, one question that I do get asked is, how do I attach a wah to the pedal board? Okay, it's quite easy. I take the feed off, take the screw out, put the screw back in. So there's our wah pedal, and you can see the screws are proud of the base. Now, when I do this, I just want to check where the wah is going to be sitting and where the double-sided tape will sit. So for wah pedals, I generally use, as opposed to double-sided tape, which will work, but because the screw is raised, the 3M, the dual lock, is a better solution for this. So there's a section across the middle and a section up the top. So I'm actually going to put 3 layers of this on. What I'm trying to avoid as much as possible is the holes in the pedal board. Okay, so I've put this cable in here just to make sure that the cable is going to clear from underneath the dual lock. And you can see there, that's very happy there. So it will sit in place just like this. Everything's off the board now. The switcher is off and all the cables, because we've had to move some key elements, the Zen drive, blah, 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 the cables are invariably a different length. Now, you absolutely reuse the cables. if you can find a cable that's the exact length that you need it. I've never found that. It's never happened to anyone that I know, but legend has it that every now and then you can come across a cable from a previous build that is the exact length that you need. Otherwise, you just need to redo the cables. There's no shortcuts when you're doing a build like this. You just have to get it right. As soon as you do shortcuts, I promise you it's the one area that it will let you down. So, you know, I've been at this now for I think 3 hours. There's a whole bunch more hours to do now to get the audio run. The more I stand here yakking, the longer it's going to take me. Okay, it's now 8:30, 6.5 hours in, but I've already stuck 3 things on the top, and the tuner's on, getting ready to stick the Zen drive down, and then there's only a few more things to go, and then the switcher gets stuck down, and then we're done into testing. Just to say, it takes time because all of the cables, you know, everything is custom. So don't rush it. It's not worth rushing it, I promise you. Cool, okay, back in a bit. We're on the home straight now. Last thing I've got to put on is the wah pedal. Cool. You know, it's hours and hours of nothing, and then it all comes together in the last 20 minutes. Now I just need to finish off a couple of power bits and pieces. I'll redo these labels, obviously. But man, that's a good looking board, isn't it? Look at that. That's awesome. It just means that Robben's in a really good spot to just plug it in and just go. There's sounds here that he's completely used to. There'll be new things for him to try and have fun with. The volume pedal is, here we go, here. So that's the more or less tucked under the board just there. And what he will do is just plug an expression pedal in on this side, and the auxiliary out goes to the tuner, so silent tuning. But if he's not in the mood for volume pedal, he just unplugs it and it's just straight through. Right, power is on, everything powers up. So believe it or not, once I get this finished, I've got a little bit of work to do on Graham Coxon's pedal board, and that needs to be delivered in London tomorrow as well. But that's only 20 minutes or so just to pop a couple of things on there. Cool, okay. Quick audio test, then I'll cable tie everything up, and then we're good to go. That's the overdriver, ring mod. Yeah! So the boost wasn't working, so I've just put a little junction box instead of the booster, and you can see it's fine. So we know the cables are working, which is great, which means I don't have to take the switcher off. So, let me see. Was I just a very silly Billy, and did I get the cables around the wrong way? There it is. Okay, so I'll put it back together. There it is. It is now 10 past 11, started at 2. So, yeah, 9 hours. Swap this one out tomorrow for the vibrato, but obviously it's the same form factor, so it should be fairly easy to do. But, I mean, man, what a killer board. Okay, so next stop, London town. So I'm at Robben's and we've just changed something over, and you can see on the front here, we've actually swapped the Mad Professor out. Sorry, we've swapped the diamond out for the Mad Professor because the Mad Professor has this tone control. So we're able to get it a little bit brighter, which is great. Diamond vibrato sounds amazing and love it, but we just needed it to be a little bit brighter. So that sits in there very nicely. I was very, very fortunate in that it fit in that space, so we're able to make the change without too much problem. So just finishing off the power now, just a couple of cable ties and we'll be done. Such a cool sound.
That should become a thing there. I'm thinking.
Cool, man.
Is this... Thought I hit the ring. Oh yeah, we did some fooling around with that. It's not very dramatic right now.
Yeah, so...
Yeah.
Yeah, there it is. So,
Yeah.
you're happy?
I am indeed.
That sounds pretty fabulous. Just so people know, because I think a lot of people are going to be surprised that you're playing Strats again. I say again because you haven't played Strat for a long time.
Very long time.
So this is a custom shop, I want to say 69?
66.
66, okay. Oh yes, 4-bolt.
Got the big head start.
Yeah.
It is 4-bolt.
Yeah. And
I
it's
just bought it at Anderton's. And I love it. It sounds great, it plays great. And of course,
yeah.
certified platinum.
Amazing. Awesome, mate. Well, yeah, we'll catch up when you get back. But yeah,
All right.
sounding just fabulous.